Me to talk, and I'm not a very good talker. But this picture here shows Josephine Cottam Shaw and Mabel Cottam Ellis. And this was taken when my daddy was on his mission. And the pictures, the dresses that I'm showing here was taken, Mother made them from window curtains so that we'd have a lacy dress to have our pictures taken. And Josephine Cottam Shaw and Miss Mabel Cottam Ellis, and our sister Mosella. Mosella lost her life when she was 14 years old. Died with a ruptured appendix. And it was a great blow to us. It was a sad day, I'll tell you. And I married him a long time ago. He's still alive when I'm taking this picture now. And this is Mabel when I was first engaged to Alma Ellis. And in the bottom one is me, Mabel, and Ada Reese Ellis. We were married brothers. So we were cousins, married brothers. And we made our own little dresses when we was in 8th grade. We made those dresses. They were pretty pale blue. We was always proud of those dresses.
That's the airplane at Hot Springs.
Mm?
That's the airplane. Jen.
The first airplane at Hot Springs.
This shows our airplane. We lived in Pleasant View at the time, and this plane landed on the Hot Springs rubber land, and it said it was the first airplane that ever landed in the state of Utah. We went out to see the airplane, and they had it all roped off so careful nobody could go in by it. But my mother, Lily Rose Cottam, asked if she couldn't have her pictures taken by it. And the pilot was so nice. Tommy Thompson was the pilot. He raised up the rope and we went on over to the seat by the airplane and had our pictures taken. And is Glenn on there?
Yeah, Glenn is the baby.
Yeah, Glenn was the baby. And Leona was about 8 years old. And we had a beautiful day. It was a beautiful sunny day out on the Hot Springs in Utah, off from Pleasant View.
Okay, these are the horses.
That's your buckskin theme.
Hmm?
Your buckskin theme.
Oh, yes. I guess I was always a tomboy. I always liked horses and cows and things. And this was a pair of buckskin colts that we raised there in Pleasant View. You see the big old trees out behind us. And we sold those horses that day. About broke my heart. But they're a beautiful team. Married on the 21st of June, and then this is Christmas time. And we had the whole family. That was my first big dinner that I ever cooked. And we had a beautiful turkey dinner. And I guess that's about all on that band.
Can you see the popcorn? Is that popcorn there, Grandma?
Made strings of popcorn.
Yeah, I decorated the Christmas tree with popcorn. We didn't have any money buying trimmings, so I made the popcorn strings to decorate the table. So that's pretty smart. Now this picture here was taken when Leona was about
5.
Yeah, Leona was about 5. And Alma's brother William had been to Japan for 5 years on a mission. And he brought us back these beautiful Japanese kimonos. They were beautiful, all purple and gold. And we had our picture taken that day to show the kimonos, make it happy. And that's my hair was powder on my head. I try to make myself look like a Japanese woman. So, but Leona was so cute. She just went right along with me and had a good time having her picture taken. Yeah, this is Pleasant View too. This is Pleasant View class. And my picture now is taken in Pleasant View, the old brick house. And they're still using the house. That Leona's a year old. Now this is this is Pleasant View Bluebird class. We went up to camping and stayed all night. And they said in the Desert News that we were the first group that had outdoors camping. And most all these girls are alive nowadays. It's late in days, they're old, with families. And there's just been one that's passed away in that group. We're still there. 17. Leona's cute. I made her a cute little dress. But this is the day that Glenn was named. Now Glenn had been a sick baby. As soon as he was born, he was sick. And he cried and cried and cried. And the day that he stopped crying, we had him named. And we went to town, Ogden City, and on the old streetcar, and had the picture taken. And this showed Alma's pretty hair, and my hair. And Leona had a little tan pink dress on. And she didn't know if she liked her brother or not. She was kind of jealous of him. She'd been the baby for so long. But he was a beautiful baby. 6 years old, Glenn did. He lived a long time after they said he couldn't live. But he was a genius boy, Glenn was. He turned out to be a genius. Sunday school. We all went together down the lagoon. And I looked like with Molly Reese on the corner. And we ended up both with our hats the same. We bought the same hat to go to the lagoon with. And when we got down the lagoon, we had the same kind of hat. So we took them off and held our hats. Leona was cute holding her face down in the front row. And that's Aunt Kate and Uncle Herb, the one that painted our picture of Josie and I. And those were the Hickenlooper men, Carson Hickenlooper and I can't see now. I can't see now. But that was the entire Sunday school went down the lagoon. Those two girls, the Reeses, are still alive. Howard were born. And we're sure proud of the two boys. They come in pairs, Don and Howard, and my grandsons come in pairs. It's connected with this picture. Back east, they had a big company, and they was asking for family groups pictures for a big prize. It was a big prize, the best picture. And so this is when Howard and Don was just in this grade school. We dashed up to have our pictures taken and we sent them back east for a contest picture. So we didn't win, but we had fun anyway. It was a good picture of the boys too. But that was a fun picture. Twin boys, I had twin boys, Don Howard, and then I had twin grandsons. This is Brent and Mike. We had a big family dinner at the house, and Don and Howard was little. And Brent, where's Brent?
On his mother's lap.
Oh yeah, there's Brent, on his mother's lap. He was a cute little kid with curly hair, I tell you. And that's his other grandma, Vera Hickenlooper. And we had a nice day. Had a good big dinner. And that's all we could eat. And that's Mike at the back. Grandpa's holding Michael. They were a cute pair of boys, I'll tell you. They'd all come in pairs of boys. So they were cute that day. And that was their birthday. And the first birthday dinners. A special dinner that day, the big grandson in the back was leaving for his mission down to Brazil. Mexico City.
Yeah.
And we had another big dinner, and they enjoyed the big dinners at my house, I'll tell you. I always loved to cook. And that shows Grandpa and me, and Jan and Lisa. Who's that with Jana?
That's Sherry.
Sherry, yeah, Sherry in the front.
And Marie.
And the baby was that I'm holding
Was Scott.
was Scott. He's my first great grandson, Scott Ellis, and I'm holding him that day. Grandpa was a guy that never went to church or anything, but he was born, the first baby born in Utah after he was crossing the plains. And then he went back as Andrew Rose. And he went back when he was 18 and fell in love with his little cousin, Josephine Malcolm, and married her and brought her across on the first train that came across the country. And Grandpa was a good guy. We couldn't get him to church or anything, but he was always there to help people in trouble.
He was 6'6".
He was 6'6", and Grandma was only 5'2". They made quite a pair, but she bossed him. She controlled him, so they were a cute pair. 8th grade graduation, and Alma was in there. Alma Ellis and friend Howard. And this is Brent's Uncle Joe. And Uncle Joe is still alive today, I guess, isn't he, Brent? He's passed away. He just passed away now. That's Fred Barker. Fred Barker was the best school teacher that anybody ever had. Then that's Hiram Cregan on the side, and he's Alma's cousin. And he married this Bertha Packham in front of us. And they were lovers through the 8th grade and all, and then they got married as teenagers. And it was quite a famous group. They all stayed together, too. That group all stayed together. It was always famous. Pictures. The big picture is Grandma Jane Barker.
Sarah Jane.
Hmm?
Sarah Jane.
Sarah Jane Barker.
Alma's mother.
And she was Alma's mother, and died in this little house on this side when she was only in her 30s when she died, and left 6 little kiddies. Now this is a famous house and it's still here. Now it's got porches on, it looks much better.
In Pleasant View.
This home was in Pleasant View, and Sarah Jane Barker was born in North Ogden, but lived in this little house in Pleasant View. And it's still being used now. The house has been still being used. It's Grandpa and Ellis and Sarah Jane Ellis, his wife, and the 6 children. And that's Alma Ellis is the baby. My dad was Alma Ellis, and he was the baby there. Then this is the 3 brothers, William, James,
in the middle,
and Alma. They've long been gone to this day. More history band that shows a drift of snow, and in those days they didn't have any snow plows or anything to plow out the drifts. But this is the famous electric car that went right by our door and through North Ogden and through Pleasant View, clean to the Utah Hot Springs. And we all thought that was really modern. We thought we were really blessed to have a transportation in the streetcar. The picture at the top, Alma had a pack horses. He went up Ben Lomond, the mountain, and to a gold mine.
Burnham's.
To Burnham's gold mine, and that was his horse. He packed the horse out with provisions to climb up the hill. And at this day, the snow was deep, and the horse was halfway up Ben Lomond when it started to slide down the hill. The snow gave way, and the horse went down. And Alma just held onto his bridle and talked to old Ben. And he had dynamite and everything there that would really been dangerous if he hadn't quit sliding. But good old Ben listened to him, and Alma brought him up out of the mountain without any danger, with any damage to the pack. But he was a cute horse. He just listened to Alma and stayed right in on that. And he slid down there about 100 feet or more, going right back down on the drifts. They had, through Weaver County, they had contests on for beards. The best beard, I think they give them $50 for the best beard. And this is Riverdale's a group of citizens. And Alma's in the back. His beard was white and red and black. But none of that group got the prize. It was another town that got the prize.
And then this is John Thompson.
This is Michael and Johnny's grandpa, John Thompson. The big house right across the street now from the church house still stands, the one that John Thompson built for his family.
Great grandpa. Great grandpa.
These pictures. This is the Ellis brothers, and they used to sing together. They had the best quartet you ever heard. As Alma, Parley, Joseph, and Claude. And they were good singers, and this is at the Ellis reunion time. We had a good dinner, and the boys sang the quartets, sang every song that you could imagine.
It was in 1977.
Yeah, this is 1977. Those other pictures was at the Ellis reunion. Yes, Alma and Mabel. At the reunion, we had a nice dinner and celebrated with the Ellis people. This picture, this is up in Brigham City, and around the cemetery, clean around that whole 2 blocks of cemetery, they have lilacs. And it's the most famous grove of lilacs anybody ever seen or recorded. Everybody should, if they go to Brigham, lilac time, decoration time, be sure and go see the lilacs. Beautiful. Alan was fine. That's before he had his stroke. He was really fine then.
You're on.
This is a fun picture. Alma was just in Riverdale, and he built a stand with the whirly, with the old rake wheel on it to go round, round, round. And this is Leona and Margie. This is my sister's little girl that died when she was only, what was it, Margie?
About 3.
About 14. And then that's Glenn. And who's in the back?
Riley.
Riley. That's Riley Shaw. Mm-hmm.
And Grandpa John Cotton.
Grandpa John Cotton. He used to love to play with his grandkids. He always could romp and play play ball and outrun them all. So that was a famous little picture there. Leona, she's in on it. Now, those trees are big behind there. They're gone by now. It made me happy. They all come in pairs. This is the 3 that I'm happy about. That's Don and Howard, and Brent and Michael, and Seth and Jared. Now all these boys comes in pairs. Seth and Jared is my great grandkiddies. Mike and Brent are my grandkids, and Don and Howard are my children. A little story on Leona. That's Leona when she's tiny. I made the coat and cut it wrong. But anyhow, she has her first Easter bonnet. Leona was born on the first day of May, 1912. And she's born on the first day of May. And that's her high school picture when she graduated from high school. 8th grade, I guess, Leona. Mm-hmm. And then this is Leona now, as she looks in 1934. She lives in Riverdale, or lives in California. She's with me now here for 3 months, so I've been thankful for Leona to help me out. She's always a good daughter, I'll tell you. Family group. Leona had a pretty red and black dress on, and then Howard was the baby, and Donnie, he's down in the corner. He was a cute kid. He outrun his mother all the time. And that's Glenn up above us. And that was his very first suit. I guess he was the first boy that could afford a suit. So he was sure proud on that. Glenn was an awful cute boy. And Howard and Don was so cute too. Leona said she tended him. Leona was their mother. And then, to this day, they figure that. Go to Leona for advice, and they like their sister, I'll tell you. My grandpa and grandma, Brent's great-grandma and grandpa, and Leona's great-great-grandma and grandpa. And they were quite a pair. They lived there in Pleasant View, down what they called Rose's Lane. The old big house has been standing till right now. But they had 8 children, pioneered 8 children, and they had a big log house. And
He was born in Salt Lake in 1850.
Grandpa was born in 1850 after his mother had walked across the plains. She just barely got to Salt Lake when he was born. And then he grew up to be 18 and helped on the railroad and worked himself back into Canada. This is where he married his cousin, Josephine Malcolm Rose. She had 8 children, lived down Rose's Lane. They were a good pair, pioneer pair, I'll tell you. The picture of my mother, Lily Rose Cottom and John Cottom. It was taken out in Snowville. My dad, John Cottom, ran the mail. Had the first little old Ford in the whole country. And he went from Garland to Snowville and back in the mail. And this day, on this time, Leona and I got on the train and went up to Garland and rode to Snowville with Dad in his mail truck. This is his little Ford. And this is it. And this is my baby sister Mosella. We showed her once before as a girl, and she was my third. We had 3 girls. Mother had 3 girls, and she made this famous lace dress to match Josie's and Mabel's. This is Mosella, Lily Mosella, and she didn't live to only be 14. Okay, this is about 1898, when my father went on his mission to Texas. And Will Robbins is his neighbor. They were called to serve missions together there in Snowville. And they got in the little old cart, and the snow was deep, and they rode 30 miles with the cart and got on the train and went to Texas on a mission. My dad was in Texas when the big Galveston flood was in there in 1900. And they all stayed good friends there in Snowville. After, as the years went by, they were still always good friends. This is a picture of Alma's mother and dad. Now, Frederick Ellis served 2-3 missions. And they lived in the little house in Pleasant View, and he left them there as he went on mission.
To Tasmania.
To Tasmania and New Zealand too, Leona. Yeah. So Grandma, his mother, his wife, Sarah Jane Barker, fed and clothed the children while he was going on all these missions. And this is Martha and Evan, and William and Alma and James, and Sarah Jane Barker and Frederick W. Ellis. John Ellis Thompson, and he was my first grandson that went on a mission. And he went down to Mexico City and started a good mission and baptized a lot of people. Johnny did. He was good, and he come home without being sick or anything, and got married as soon as he got home to Michael Leroy Thompson, and Leona had these 2 boys. That's all Leona had. But she sent both of them on missions. They both graduated from University of Utah, and they're successful people. This is Michael, and he went to
El Salvador
and Guatemala. And nowadays he's interested in the history as they fight down there now. He feels like some of his saints are hurt and are deprived of a lot of things. So Michael still is interested in El Salvador, and he's married and got 2 nice, good wife and 2 little sons.
2 little girls.
2 little girls, but I have to correct that. That's Michelle and Melody. That's 2 little girls, and they are cute too. Johnny, Brent, and Michael, and they're holding Howard's 3 children, Scott and Todd and Lisa, on my old piano, and in the old house there in Riverdale. Brent's living in that house nowadays, and they were good grandkids. They filled their mission on, and Scott and Todd filled missions too. His twin grandsons. That's Michael Thompson and Brent Ellis. And they were born just an hour apart in the D hospital. The famous grandsons. And
They're down at the mission home.
now, there they are down to the mission homes. They're called to serve missions. Brazil, Brent went into Brazil, and Michael went into South Salvador. And they left at the same time. And they were famous missionaries. They were good missionaries. And they've all stayed close together because there's only an hour apart when they were born. They've been almost like twins. They're good kids.
Go ahead.
Now this is my missionaries and brothers. They were close together. That's Scott Ellis and Todd Ellis. And Scott Ellis served a mission in New York and Long Island, a successful mission, and
Yes,
Todd went to
Georgia.
Todd went to Georgia.
This is
And they were down there at the same time now that Georgia built the temple. Todd was down there while they were building that temple in Georgia. And so he had a good mission in there.
see if you can show that watermelon picture if you can.
This is Todd again. He's taken when he got back home and
No,
went to
when he
school.
left.
I guess this is when Todd left. And
That's a picture of his little pals down in Georgia.
yeah, this is where he stayed in Georgia with the watermelons. Little darkies eating the watermelons. He had a lot of little darky friends there in Georgia. Todd did, and Cedric had a good mission. Record this, so I guess I will. This is our what was it?
73rd.
73rd marriage pictures. We've been married for 73 years. And Alma's in the hospital now. He's been there for 18 years with strokes. And but he isn't suffering. He's takes care of himself. And his daughter Leona Ellis Thompson goes up and feeds him his supper. But when his stroke hit him 18 years ago, he couldn't speak again, never spoke another word. But he still looks the same. He still holds his age. We don't worry. He just sits in the chair and enjoys himself, I guess. It's hard on me. It's hard on me to worry going back and forth to the rest home. He sleeps a lot. Alma sleeps a lot. And I wish I could, but I don't sleep so. But that's a picture of me and Alma. We were married for 73 years.
On October 25th.
October 25th, 1983. This is my birthday party.
Your 90th.
My 90th birthday party, and Howard Janet given me this in the chapel, and had a nice luncheon, and all my friends was invited, and all my relatives came, and we had a lovely day that day. And I was kind of shaky, and I'm still shaky today, I guess. This is my rogues gallery. This thing, I've got two of them filled up here. And you can't see Todd and Scott. We got from where we was first married, clean on down through to Alma. I had 12 grandchildren and 26 great-grandchildren.
Okay, let me move that card.
There. View of my rogues gallery, I guess. I got enough pictures in here to fill 2 or 3 albums. All my family take pictures. They love to take pictures, and I never throw a picture away. I keep them all the time. Love all the pictures. This is my great-grandkids as well, my grandchildren and grandchildren and children. I guess they can see them pretty good, can't they, Brent? You see him, Brent?
Mm-hmm.
Brent's taking the picture, bless his heart. He's come out working his head off today, Brent has. Him and Leona's fixing my pictures for me. And my book. I appreciate it, Brent, I'll tell you. Children, 2 boys and 2 girls Brent has. And he lives in the big house in Riverdale for a big home. He bought the home from Leona. And he's fixing it all up and remodeling the home now. And so I appreciate Brent. He came up today to take all these pictures. He's a good grandson, I'll tell you. Lisa, Sherry, and her family and her babies. She's got
2 boys and a girl.
2 boys and a girl. Sherry has. And Jana has 2 boys and a girl too. So they're pretty happy family. It makes a beautiful thing. These are colored pictures, so I hope they take off. I think of all the grandchildren of mine, that maybe Jana Ellis Jacobs looks more like a great grandmother. And him. She sure got a cute little girl now. Did this to me.
Okay.
Leona today. But my advice is don't live to be 90. 91. I'm 91. And I had a family dinner at the new hotel today with my good friend Lucy Barrett. And she's 90. She's 90, yeah. And we had dinner with Lucy Barrett. I wish I had a picture of Lou. We've been friends all our lives. So good. I don't like Ben's pictures. It makes me look old. This is Tamara made me this picture from the wall. It's beautiful. I want to get in on that and say thank you, Tamara. And my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren are beautiful children. And all the in-laws that are married into the family have all been beautiful eldest children, too. I appreciate that. I want to know how much I love them all. They've been good to me. And I hate to see Leona's picture here. Where's Leona's picture?
He had it.
Well, Leona's going to go home pretty soon. So, all you family,